Hello, my Mercurial mercenaries! Just bumped into a real live Mercurial mercenary. It just reminds me that we are both flesh and blood. Sacrifice goes together like fire and ice. No one will know what I was doing there. Rock is dead! We had a little conversation about that, my mercenaries, didn't we? And the guy I met today, he mentioned it. We were in a record shop and he said, yeah, rock pretty much is dead. Just listen. And yeah, pop music was playing. Pop, rock, Here's my Rock is Dead video, and here's a comment made by Nick Brown. 6. You need to watch the Arctic Monkeys' Alex Turner acceptance speech, Brit Awards 2014. He puts this Rock is Dead argument perfectly. And I do vaguely remember that speech. I did watch the Brit Awards that year, I think. And apart from the fact that I was going to reply, I typed out a reply to this comment a few times, and it was going to be along the lines of, yeah, Nick, that's fine, but was he talking in a kind of fake American accent? But I didn't want to upset Arctic Monkeys fans. In fact, when I was in the record shop earlier today, I was so close to buying the new Arctic Monkeys album, Hotel California or whatever it's called. There was a special edition version of it with a special vinyl. I knew we could all enjoy that together, my mercenaries, looking through the vinyl or whatever, but I didn't. Maybe another day. The problem is sometimes the newer an album is, when I listen to it, the more chance of there being a worldwide block. And the older an album is, the more chance that it will be let through the net. I expect Led Zeppelin and the Beatles might have something to say about that. We'll try that one day, my mercenaries. So, I vaguely remember that speech. Let's listen to that speech now, my mercenaries.
And the winner of the MasterCard Album of the Year is the Arctic Monkeys.
This is the third time the band have won British Album and British Group Awards, making them the first act in Brit history to do so. AM sold an amazing 100,000 copies in its first 2 days of release.
I know you need a look. But anyway, here he comes, up to the podium. I mean, yeah, he's a confident man. I think we're going to see some ego on display now.
Thank you. 1, 2. 1, 2. There we go.
Watch the guy with his arms folded.
That rock and roll, eh?
He looks a little bit embarrassed.
It just won't go away. It'll might hibernate from time to time and sink back into the swamp.
He's got a point.
I think the cyclical nature of the universe in which it exists demands it adheres to some of its rules.
And that's what Rob Wheatley said. He used cyclical.
But it's always waiting there just around the corner.
I agree.
Ready to make its way back through the sludge.
The sludge, I like that.
And smash through the glass ceiling.
He's basically talking to everyone in this venue here. They are the sludge.
Yeah, that rock and roll.
He just comes across as a bit of a cock.
Sometimes, but it will never die. And there's nothing you can do about it. Thank you very much for this.
I like that.
Truly appreciate it. Don't take that the wrong way. And yeah, invoice me for the microphone if you need to.
There was no bang sound. I still think the guy in the suit with his arms folded looked a little bit embarrassed. So, my mercenaries, the point there is that Alex Turner of the Arctic Monkeys was saying the things that, on the whole, in my video about rock being dead, we all were saying. It is cyclical in nature. And just when you think guitar music has had its day, whether it be through hip-hop or the sampling thing, various dance music crazes we've had over the years, it always seems that a guitar band will come back. And it happened with the Arctic Monkeys themselves. it's happened over the years. It came with heavy metal, then it was grunge, and then it was various bits of indie music like Britpop, and then it was the Arctic Monkeys. And people come along, music evolves, and it goes round in cycles. And people held up Alex Turner, I think, aloft. Now, I don't own any Arctic Monkey stuff. All I know is, yeah, get on the dance floor, ding, 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 ding. I mean, I expect I'd like it. And I think I will end up listening to the new album at some point. But I think people, especially after that speech, were waiting for the Arctic Monkeys' new album and sort of to herald, just as people are saying, the rock's had its day and the rise of hip hop has been something quite phenomenal. They were waiting for the new Arctic Monkeys album to hold the electric guitar aloft, like He-Man with his sword, and by the power of Grayskull. However, the reviews are now in, and I must stress, I haven't listened to this album. I saw the cover of it in the shops today. I liked the cover of it. I liked the artwork. I like the idea of this band. I like the look they've got going on here. I think if you're a rock band, live up to being a rock band. Grow your hair. Look odd. Fake an accent if you want. For everything I just said about the guy being a bit of an ego and a bit of a knob, I quite like that, because most of my kind of rock heroes were egos and knobs. But there's some interesting stuff here in terms of being told to go and listen to that speech he gave about rock, rock being alive and sort of the Arctic Monkeys in a way, with the dropping of the microphone, being the bastions of rock. They're a band in constant evolution. Now the Monkeys' sixth studio album, Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino, quite like that. It's an interesting title for an album, has seen them go in a wildly different direction once again. Let me just say now, because it's going to sound like criticism from here on in, I like bands that go in wildly different directions. I like that. So remember that. Alex Turner and his Sheffield pals, not American, have ditched the shiny, polished pop rock beats of the last album, 2013's AM. I think that's the album they won the Brit Award for, I think. I haven't heard it. But I mean, obviously I've heard the song that was playing when they got on the stage, so I must have probably heard every track on that album. Da, 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 da. And I think I watched him at Glastonbury or some big concert on the telly. And apart from him acting like he was some sort of American crooner in his hairstyle and his voice between songs, I was pretty impressed. And overall, they seem like a proper class band. Another British class band. Because on the whole, British music is the best, my mercenaries. And I'll be remembering that tonight. All right? For a meandering, piano-driven, sci-fi jazz lounge record. Now, obviously by putting meandering in there, they're slating it. However, I like the idea of a piano-driven sci-fi jazz lounge record. The problem is, my mercenaries, that we just listened to that speech before the release of this record, where they talked about how rock isn't dead, obviously. We're a guitar band and we hold aloft our guitars as swords. They didn't say that, but you know what I mean. The problem is, it seems that he's quoted here. When they ask, look at this. The 32-year-old told the DJ that his move from guitar to piano was down to the fact that he'd grown suspicious of the old six string. Here's the bit that this whole video is about, my mercenaries. This is Alex Turner being quoted here, my mercenaries. The guitar, he would have said it in an American accent. The guitar had lost its ability. I don't know what that was. The guitar had lost its ability. That sounds more Irish. The guitar had lost its ability to give me any ideas, he said. The guitar had lost its ability to give me any ideas. This is the good bit, right? This is amazing, right? Within half an hour of their new album dropping, some wag had changed their Wikipedia description to used to be an English rock band, but now play weird piano music. And I like that. And look, someone's put it here, look. There it is. Someone screen captured it, look, I think. And like they say, within an hour of the new album, their Wikipedia page that comes up when you type the Arctic Monkeys in on your phone. Arctic Monkeys used to be an English rock band, but now they make some weird piano music. I did check the actual Wikipedia page. Arctic Monkeys are an English rock band formed in 2002, so they changed it back again now, my mercenaries. But I like this. Not even an hour after Arctic Monkeys' new album release, ... Arctic Monkeys used to be an English rock band, but now they make some weird piano music. And then we got a series of tweets about it, we're showing the positive and the negative. I like Liam T says, still excited to see Arctic Monkeys live, but 5 minutes into that album already want to cheese grate my nipples. Callum Easton, Jesus, that Arctic Monkeys album is tragic. Sure, there's some nice textures on there, some interesting sounds and signature Alex Turner lyrics. However, it's just sci-fi spammed out ballet. Now, my point of this video was just to say it's interesting that we had a discussion on rock being dead, or whether it's dead or not, and the general consensus, let's be honest now, it's rock music will always be there and there'll always be people listening to it, and all instruments survive, all instruments are played, and things come in and out of fashion. Some things will be underground and then they'll eventually pop up overground and then they'll be wombling free. But I did think it was interesting that the last time I sort of saw them publicly speaking was about how having a go at the people out there doing things other than rock, the sludge of pop and manufactured shit I expect he was talking about, and the sort of stuff we'll see tonight on Eurovision. And yet the next album they release is allegedly, I haven't heard it, I haven't heard a single second of it, but it's a piano lounge jazz album. To end on a positive note, without having heard the album, I like this comment here, my mercenaries. I like this comment here from Eloise Andrea. Maybe it's Andrea Eloise, I don't know. It's two first names, isn't it? Maybe she's called Eloise. I told you, I managed to read, before the films happened, I managed to read the first few Harry Potter books, and in my head, because you read in your head, don't you? You read it, and you, Hermione, the entire time. Hermione this, Hermione that, Ron, yeah. Harry, yeah, not a problem. Hermione, and I kept thinking, it's not a very nice, not a very attractive name. Then I eventually watch the film and I hear it. Hermione. Oh, Hermione, that's pretty. Idiot. I like this one. This is probably where I would stand. I feel like the people who hate the new Arctic Monkeys album are probably not the people who grew up on Whatever You Say I Am. We're old now. We want this calm, sexy red wine with a cigarette kind of album. This is perfection. Now, not sure about the cigarette, don't smoke, but the idea of a band who have the capability of being frantic, I bet you look good on the dance floor, being able to just wind it right back into a smoky jazz lounge, like Eloise says, with a glass of red wine. That's my kind of band, my mercenaries. And just as there's a place for all types of music, some people feel that different bands have to do those different types of music. Why should a rock band be out there doing some kind of jazz stuff? If you want to listen to jazz, just put Miles Davis on. If you want to listen to rock, just put AC/DC on. But screw that. If a band wants to try something different, I'm on board, my mercenaries. I'm on board. So there you go. It's an addition to our conversation about rock being dead. I'm not sure where we went there, but I'm not sure what I'll title this video. I'll try to think of some sort of clickbait title, but thank you, my mercenaries. For the moment, over and out.